Anterolateral dissection. Pectoralis major muscle deep to pectoralis fascia. Serratus anterior muscle. External oblique abdominal oblique muscle. Suspensory retinacula of breast Cooper's. Areolar glands of Montgomery. Areola. Nipple. Lactiferous duct. Lactiferous sinus. Fat gland lobules. Clavicle. Subclavius muscle. Second rib. Pectoralis major muscle. Pectoralis fascia. Intercostal muscles. Intercostal vessels and nerves. Lungs. Sixth rib. Suspensory retinacula of breast Cooper's. Lactiferous duct. Lactiferous sinus. Gland lobules. Fat superficial fascia. Hello viewers, this is Garima Kushwaha, first year professional MBBS student at GMC Betia. Today I am going to read BDC the breast. Okay, so let's get started. Breast. The breast is the most important structure present in the pectoral region. The breast is found in both sexes, but it is rudimentary in the male. It is well developed in the female after puberty. It forms an important accessory organ of female reproductive system and provides nutrition to the newborn in the form of milk. The shape may be hemispherical, conical, pyriform, pendulous or flat. Situation. The breast lies in the superficial fascia of the pectoral region. It is divided into four quadrants, that is upper medial, upper lateral, lower medial, lower lateral. A small extension of the upper lateral quadrant called the axillary nerve of Spence passes through an opening in the deep fascia. A small extension of the upper lateral quadrant called the axillary tail of Spence passes through an opening in the deep fascia and lies in the axilla. The opening is called foramen of Langer. Its base is circular. Extent of the base. Vertically, it extends from second to the sixth rib. Horizontally, it extends from lateral border of the sternum to the mid-axillary line. Deep relations. The deep surface of the breast is related to following structures in that order. The breast lies on the deep fascia, pectoral fascia covering the pectoralis major. Still deeper, there are the parts of three muscles, namely the pectoralis major, the serratus anterior, the external oblique muscle of the abdomen. The breast is separated from the pectoral fascia by loose areolar tissue called the retromemory space. Because of the presence of this loose tissue, the normal breast can be moved freely over the pectoralis major. Structure of the breast. The structure of the breast may be conveniently studied by dividing it into the skin, the parenchyma and the stroma. The parenchyma is known as mammary gland. Skin. It covers the glands and presents the following features. Skin. It covers the gland and presents the following features. A conical projection called the nipple is present just below the center of the breast at level of fourth intercostal space. 10 cm from the midline, the nipple is pierced by 15 to 20 lactiferous ducts. It contains circular and longitudinal smooth muscle fibers which can make the nipple stiff or flatten it, respectively. It has a few modified sweat and sebaceous glands. It is rich in nerve supply and has many sensory and organs at the termination of the nerve fibers. The skin surrounding the base of the nipple is pigmented and forms a circular area called the areola. This region is rich in modified sebaceous glands, particularly at its outer margin. These become enlarged during pregnancy and lactation to form raised tubercles of Montgomery. Oily secretions of these glands lubricate the nipple and areola and prevent them from cracking during lactation. Apart from sebaceous glands, the areola also contains some sweat glands and accessory mammary glands. The skin of the areola and nipple is devoid of hairs and there is no fat subjacent to it. Below the areola, lactiferous sinus where stored milk is seen. Parenchyma, mammary gland. Mammary gland is a compound tubulo-alveolar gland which secretes milk. As it lies in the superficial fascia, there is no capsule. Mammary gland is a modified sweat gland. The gland consists of 15 to 20 mammary lobes. Each lobe is a cluster of alveoli and is drained by a lactiferous duct. The lactiferous duct converges towards the nipple and opens on it. Near its termination, each duct has a dilation called lactiferous sinus. Stroma. It forms the supporting framework of the gland. It is partially fibrous and partially fatty. The fibrous stroma forms septa known as suspensory ligament of Cooper, which anchor the skin and glands to the pectoral fascia. The fatty stroma forms the main bulk of the gland. It is distributed all over the breast except beneath the areola and nipple. Blood supply. The mammary gland is extremely vascular. It is supplied by branches of the following arteries: internal thoracic artery, a branch of the subclavian artery through its perforating branches; the lateral thoracic, superior thoracic, and acromiothoracic, thoracoacromial branches of the axillary artery; lateral branches of the posterior intercostal arteries. The arteries converge on the breast and are distributed from the anterior surface. The posterior surface is relatively avascular. The veins follow the arteries. They first converge towards the base of the nipple where they form an anastomosis venous circle, from where veins run in superficial and deep sets. The superficial vein runs into the internal thoracic vein and into the superficial veins of the lower part of the neck. The deep veins runs into the axillary and posterior intercostal veins. Nerve supply. Nerve supply. The breast is supplied by the anterior and lateral cutaneous branches of the 4 to 6 intercostal nerves. The nerve convey sensory fibers to the skin and autonomic fibers to smooth muscle and to the blood vessels. The nerve do not control the secretion of milk. Secretion is controlled by the hormones prolactin secreted by the pars anterior of the hypophysis cerebri. The diagnosis and management of the breast disease should be done carefully. Lymphatic drainage. Lymphatic drainage of the breast assumes great importance to the surgeon because carcinoma of breast spreads mostly along lymphatics to the regional lymph nodes. The subject can be described under two heads: the lymph nodes and the lymphatic vessels. Lymph nodes. Group of lymph nodes are shown in figure. Lymph from the breast drains into the following lymph nodes. First, the axillary lymph nodes, chiefly the anterior or pectoral group. The posterior, lateral, central, and apical groups of nodes also receive lymphs from the breast, either directly or indirectly. The anterior thoracic parasternal nodes, which lie along the internal mammary vessels. Some lymph from the breast also reaches the supraclavicular nodes, the cephalic deltopectoral node, the posterior intercostal node lying in front of the head of the ribs, the subdiaphragmatic and subperitoneal lymph plexuses. Suprascapular lymphatic vessels. The superficial lymphatic drain the skin over the breast except for the nipple and areola. The lymphatics pass radially to the surrounding lymph nodes: axillary, anterior, thoracic, supraclavicular, and cephalic. The deep lymphatic drain the parenchyma of the breast. They also drain the nipple and areola. Some further points of interest about lymphatic drainage are as follows. About 75% lymph from the breast drains into the axillary nodes, 20% into the anterior thoracic, and 5% into the posterior intercostal nodes. Among the axillary nodes, the lymphatics ends mostly in the anterior group, closely related to axillary tail, and partially in the posterior and apical groups. Lymph from the anterior and posterior groups passes to the central and lateral groups and through them to the apical group. Finally, it reaches the supraclavicular nodes. The anterior thoracic nodes drain the lymph not only from the inner half of the breast but also from outer half as well. A plexus of lymph vessel is present deep to the areola. This is the subareolar plexus of Seppi. Subareolar plexus are most of the lymph from the gland drain into the anterior or pectoral group of lymph nodes. The lymphatics from the deep surface of the gland pass through the pectoralis major muscle and Clavipectoral fascia to reach the apical node and also to the anterior thoracic node. Lymphatics from the lower and inner quadrants of the breast may communicate with the subdiaphragmatic and subperitoneal lymph plexuses after crossing the costal margin and then piercing the anterior abdominal wall through the upper part of the linea alba. Anterior and central group of nodes are commonly involved in carcinoma breast. Development of the breast. The breast develops from an ectodermal thickening called the mammary milk line or line of Sulge. This ridge extends from the axilla to the groin. It appears during the 4th week of intrauterine life, but in human beings it disappears over most of its extent, persisting only in the pectoral region. The gland is ectodermal and the stroma mesodermal in origin. Persisting part of the mammary ridge is converted into the mammary pit. Secondary buds grow down from the floor of the pit. These buds divide and subdivide to form the lobes of the gland. The entire system is first solid but is later cancellized. At birth or later, the nipple is everted at the site of the original pit. Growth of the mammary gland at puberty is caused by estrogens. Apart from estrogen, development of secretory alveoli is stimulated by progesterone and by the prolactin hormone of the hypophysis cerebri. Developmental anomalies of the breast are amastia, absence of the breast; athelia, absence of the nipple; polymastia, supernumerary breasts; polythelia, supernumerary nipples; gynecomastia, development of breast in a male which occurs in Klinefelter's syndrome. Histology of the breast. The mammary glands are specialized accessory glands of the skin which have evolved in mammals to provide nourishment to the young ones. Mammary gland consists of 15 to 20 lobes with the same number of ducts. Each lobe is made up of many lobules containing acini. Histologically, only lobules are discernible in the glands. Resting phase in non-pregnant adult female. The mammary gland in this phase consists mainly of ducts and their branches. The stroma has connective tissue and fat cells. The interlobular ducts are usually lined by low columnar epithelium resting on basement membrane. The intralobular connective tissue, which is derived from papillary layer of the dermis, is more cellular, containing fibroblasts. The interlobular connective tissue, which lies between the ducts of adjacent lobule, is derived from the reticular layer of the dermis and is more fibroreticular in nature. It contains fat lobules. Lactating phase. The gland is full of acini and with minimum amount of connective tissue. Some acini are lined by tall columnar cells, other by normal columnar cells. The nucleus may be round or oval and is seen in the middle of the cell. Droplets of fat accumulate near the free surface of the cell. Myoepithelium cells may be seen between the basement membrane and secretory cell. Ducts are also seen, but they are fewer in number as compared to the acini. The bigger ducts are lined by a stratified columnar or columnar epithelium. Clinical anatomy. The upper and outer quadrant of breast is a frequent site of carcinoma cancer. The first lymph node draining the tumor-bearing area is called sentinel node. Abscesses may also form in the breast and may require drainage. The following facts are worthy of note. Incision of breast are usually made radially to avoid cutting the lactiferous ducts. Cancer cell may infiltrate the suspensory ligaments. The breast then become fixed. Contraction of the ligament can cause retraction or puckering, folding of the skin. Infiltration of lactiferous ducts and their subsequent fibrosis can cause retraction of the nipple. Obstruction of superficial lymph node by cancer cells may produce edema of the skin, giving rise to an appearance like that of the skin of an orange, orange appearance. Because of the communication of the superficial lymphatics of the breast across the midline, cancer may spread from one breast to the other. Because of the communications of lymph vessels with those in the abdomen, cancer of the breast may spread to the liver, and the cancer cells may drop into the pelvis, producing secondaries there. Apart from the lymphatics, cancer may spread from the segmental veins. In this connection, it is important to know that the veins draining the breast communicate with the vertebral venous plexus of veins. Through these communications, cancer can spread to the vertebrae and the brain. Carcinoma usually arises from epithelium of large ducts. Self-examination of breasts. Symmetry of breast and nipple, change in color of the skin. Retraction of the nipple is a sign of cancer. Discharge from the nipple on squeezing it. Palpate all four quadrants with palm of hand. Note any palpebral lump. Raise the arm to feel lymph nodes in axilla. Mammogram may reveal cancerous mass. Fine needle aspiration cytology FNAC is safe and quick method of diagnosis of lesion of breast. Retracted nipple is a sign of tumor in the breast. Size of the mammary gland can be increased by putting an implant inside the gland. The size can be reduced by breast reduction surgery. Cancer of the mammary gland is the most common cancer in female of all ages. It is most frequent seen in post-menstrual females due to lack of estrogen hormone. Self-examination of the mammary gland is only way for early diagnosis and appropriate treatment. Mastectomy is the medical term for the surgical removal of one or both breasts partially or completely. A mastectomy is usually carried out to treat breast cancer. Lumpectomy is the removal of only the tumor. Radical mastectomy is a surgical procedure involving the removal of breast, underlying pectoral muscles and lymph nodes of the axilla as a treatment for advanced breast cancer. Thank you.